My name is Steve. Welcome to my shop and Shark Bits number 41. Shark Bits is a combination of viewer mail, stickers that I've received, new purchases, gifts from viewers and friends, and many of the other YouTube creators have similar type of presentation. One's called Odds and Ends. Tom Lipton has his Monday Night Meatloaf. There's one called Kangaroo Stew. And this is my combination. One of my viewers wanted me to call it Shark Bits the Chum. So this episode maybe is the chum. But I've got some viewer mail. I've got some gifts from a friend. I've got a viewer gift and a couple of purchases that I want to go over. There's a lot to cover, so let's get started. Got my camera reset. I'm going to start out with some viewer mail. This one is Moose Hill Machine. And this is from Don, and I've sent him some of my stickers. I will leave links to these channels in the description. So here's some more channel stickers to add to my collection. This next one comes to me from Germany. I've got a few followers from Germany, but not a whole lot. And he sends me a letter. And this is Chris at Dream Steam. He sent me a nice letter. So thank you, Chris. And there again, I will leave a link in the description. Chris does some model steam engineering videos, which is something that I'm very much interested in. This next one is from Billy of Knox Machining. And Knox Machining is actually done out of a makerspace. And it's knoxmakers.org. And he sent me a couple of stickers from his channel, which is Knox Machining, and from the makerspace also. So thank you, Billy. Billy has also been participating in the Amateur Redneck Workshop Sunday afternoon live streams that we have participated in. And this one is from Australia, and it is from Matty's workshop. And Matty has a new sticker. I think I actually have one of his stickers already on my my board, but this is a new one. And he also sent me a nice little refrigerator magnet from Eden, New South Wales, Australia. So thank you, Matty. Matty is building a tool and cutter grinder right now, and he is doing beautiful machine work on it. And there again, I'll leave a link in the description. Those of you that follow my channel or follow me on Instagram or Facebook have probably seen that I just purchased a Hotshot 360 heat treating oven from Stan Zinkowski of Bar Z Industrial. And I didn't really have too much literature on heat treating And there's a little bit in the engineer's handbook and the machinist's handbook. I looked for a specific book on hardening, tempering, and heat treating. And this one is by Tubal-Cain in the Workshop Practice Series. This is Tubal-Cain, not to be confused with Mr. Pete Tubal-Cain. And this is number 1 in the Workshop series. And it's got some real interesting information on the physics of the grain structure and so on. Here are the heat tempering colors and temperatures, and some descriptions of different hardening processes. This is going to be a real nice reference for my heat treating as I go forward. I am a volunteer at a local museum, and we are actually a National Historic Site designated landmark for World War II and Cold War history. And we're on the campus of a former military base, which was a research facility where much of the radar technology was developed. It's called Camp Evans, and our museum is referred to as Info Age. We are the Info Age Science and History Museums. Anyway, to make a long story short, I am a volunteer there and now a trustee. And one of my fellow trustees that I have become very friendly with, his father was a tool and die maker. And he asked me if I'd like some tools. You know what the answer was. And so this next group are some tools that I received from him. This is a nice Fowler vernier caliper, and this one is made in Japan. He gave me a 2 to 3 micrometer. This has got his father's name etched in it, and this is a Brown & Sharpe. It's got carbide faces on it. Very nice piece. This is a very nice set of radius gauges, and this set is made by Lufkin. Lufkin makes wonderful tools. I know Starrett is the name that everybody's looking for, but I'm here to tell you that some of the other manufacturers like Lufkin, Brown & Sharpe, Tomiko, Central, they make excellent high quality tools, and when you're purchasing them they're a fraction of the price of the Starrett. I love my Starrett tools, but I don't hesitate buying a Lufkin. And so this is in a leather case, very nicely done. This is another Lufkin piece, and this is a depth micrometer. And I have a couple of depth micrometers, but this is a special one. You see, it's got a blade on it rather than a round mandrel. So this one can be used to measure slots, like a piston ring groove or a snap ring groove. And it's got this narrow blade in it. It's also got additional blades, so it will measure, I believe, up to from 0 to 3 inches. That comes complete, and it's got the adjusting wrench with it. So this is something that I absolutely do not have, and that's a great piece. Here is another Lufkin piece, and this particular one is made in Switzerland. And it's a real nice little dial test indicator. I have a couple of different dial test indicators, but this one's a little different, and it's got the dovetail slides on it, which my good one from Germany actually doesn't have dovetail slides on it. So this is going to come in real handy. It's got a couple of attachments. I like it. Also got an additional contact point for it, a new replacement contact point. A couple of just odds and ends, a telescoping gauge. This particular one is a Starrett. Beautiful, nice and smooth. It's actually a size that I don't have in Starrett. I have a full set of them in an inexpensive set, and I've got probably 4 or 5 of them in Starrett. This will help to increase my Starrett collection. And this is a shop-made tool, probably a drill and tap block for keeping drills or taps straight when you're freehanding them. I'm sure many of you will recognize this box. It's a Brown and Sharpe, and this is, oops, I'm opening it upside down. Let's try that again. Boy, I made a mess of that. This is a beautiful Brown and Sharpe dial test indicator, and it's a tenths, and it's marked in 50 millionths, which is a half a tenth, and it's got an 8 thousandths total travel, and it's got the dovetail connections on it. All of the accessories. After opening it upside down, I'm going to have to put it all back together again, see if I can figure out how they go. A couple of different tips. I've got a wrench for it. There's a snug in here. So this will work very nicely on my squareness comparator gauge. I have a nice tense indicator by Mitutoyo on it, but I don't think it's as sensitive as this one. This is very, very nice. Very pleased to add this to my collection. Gotta figure out how this thing goes back together. Okay, I got it reorganized, and it closes. I'll put it back in the box and try not to take it out upside down again. Here are a couple of mystery tools. I believe they're tools, and something makes me think I've seen these before. I don't know whether it's a manufactured item or a shop-made item, but this slides on here. It's got a tapered piece in the middle. This one is not held together. It's a little rusty. It's got a little, and it's not sliding. This other one here, the center actually slides in and out. And this one has, I don't know whether I can get in close enough. I actually got a very fine piece of wire wrapped around it, and these 2 little copper pieces on the outside. Like I say, it slides in and out. I have no idea what it is. They came in this lot of tools, and like I said, something makes me think I've seen it before. Maybe not. I might be dreaming about that. But if anybody has any ideas, leave me a comment in the comment section. This next item is an eBay find, and it is a 12-inch precision square. It's a Moore and Wright. There again, when you get away from the Starrett name, the prices go way down, and you can buy a Moore and Wright precision square for a fraction of the price of a Starrett, and they are absolutely no less quality. This one is a 12-inch, and it came with the storage container. It's got one little spot on it. Apparently it was used next to a surface grinder or something and got hit by the wheel on the side. And I think I'm going to take this on my surface grinder and just dust off this side to clean it up. But it's in very, very nice condition. There it is. There's Moore and Wright. Here is my precision square collection, and all but the smallest one are Moore and Wright squares. And this one here is actually one that came from in my grandfather's toolbox. My grandfather was a tool and die maker, and I got his toolbox, which I have mentioned before. And this is the square that was in that. And I use this virtually every time I'm out in the shop for setting up. But I've run into some situations where I needed a larger square, and so I purchased these two Moore and Wright squares. I actually didn't intend to buy both of them at the same time, but I was bidding on them, and all of a sudden they both came up and I won both of them. So even though there's only an inch difference in the length, they're a nice little square. I now feel like my square collection is complete. This last item that I'm going to share with you now is actually a gift from a viewer. His name is Andy Evans, and he has made several donations to my shop. He sent me a load of cutters for my horizontal mill. I can't remember all the items that he has sent me. He's sent me several of the number 9 taper arbor tools also for that same mill. And now he has gone over the top and sent me this beautiful dividing head. It's in very good condition. It needs a little bit of TLC. I'm going to take it apart and clean it and lubricate it. There is just one piece missing off of it, which is the set of dividers that you use for you're making gears, the set of blades that come together. That set is missing off of here, so I've got to either make a new set or try and find a set of them. I think this is considered a number 0 size. Came complete with the tailstock for it. It is absolutely perfect size for both of my mills, for the horizontal mill and for the Enco round column mill that I've got. It can be used for direct indexing. It's got a pin. It's every 10 degrees, I believe. 10 degrees is a hole. No, it's more like every 15 degrees is a hole. And so you can direct index for anything that you can divide by 15 degrees. And then there's another lock. There's a lock on the side so that when you're using your plane indexing, you come around and set it, and then you can lock it. And this is used primarily for gear cutting, but it can be used for many different purposes. It rotates on the axis. Take and grab a wrench. So it'll rotate. Sure it will. There we go. From about a minus 10 degrees up to 100, The last marking on it is 90 degrees. So it can be used to like a rotary table also. And one of the really nice things about it is this has the same threading on it as my Atlas lathe. So I've got a larger table that I can thread onto it. It's the same threading. And it fits my Atlas lathe chucks. This happens to be the 4-jaw chuck. I also have a 3-jaw chuck, which I don't know where it is right now, but it's in the shop, so it's not lost. So I can use it with the chuck in it also, which is a very nice feature. And it has a number 2 Morse taper in the center. And I just have a center put in it right now just to try it for size. And that matches up with this plate here. So I want to thank Andy again. Thank you, Andy. This is just a wonderful gift. Any of you that follow Steve Summers, Andy has actually worked on Steve's roof. He came and helped Steve out working on the roof of his shop, and he made some very nice donations to Steve's shop also. Andy doesn't have a YouTube channel yet. He keeps promising, but once he finally gets one, I'll make sure that I list it, and I'll let everybody know so that they can follow him. So thank you, Andy. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of Shark Bits. I want to thank everyone that made a contribution to my channel. Tom, my friend Tom, that gave me his father's tools. I'll be thinking about his father every time I use them. For the fellow YouTube machinists that have sent me stickers, I'll be putting them up on my sticker wall. And to Andy Evans again for his generous donation of this dividing head. It's something that I definitely will be able to use in the shop. It's one of the items that has been on my wish list for purchasing, and now I don't have to purchase it. I can buy something else. I want to thank all of my subscribers. I've had a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for pushing the subscribe button. Make sure you click on the bell so that you get notifications. Also, I have noticed that many of my regular commenters on my videos aren't necessarily subscribers. So just double check. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please push that button. It helps with the algorithm for YouTube to get my videos pushed out a little bit further. I'll see you in the next video.